Pre-recorded live from a Love's truck stop outside Clarksville, Tennessee. It's the Derek Luna Show. This week, bar comedy tips from yours truly as we travel to Blairsville, Georgia for a pub and grub comedy show. But now, he's on the last train to Clarksville, the last Love's in Clarksville. It's Derek Luna. That's correct. We're here outside of a dog park at a Love's truck stop. I'm thinking about getting a Love's tattoo. I'm not sure if I've shared that information. But yeah, we're on our way to Georgia. Shout out Bar Comedy USA and the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. If you're a small business, if you're a bar and grill or a bar or a grill, and you want to try to do some comedy at your establishment, go check out Bar Comedy USA. My man Dog, he does, I don't know how many a month. It's got to be almost 100 every month, different shows all across the country. He will help orchestrate it. You want comedy in your place? Dog will make it happen. So yeah, I've been hooked up with Dog for a while, doing a lot of these shows. Not trying to brag, but I think I'm pretty good at a bar comedy show. And I wanted to kind of do this episode to show you some of the tips that I have for how to successfully do a bar show. It's different. It's quite a bit different from just a comedy club, where honestly everything's catered to the comedy. You don't get any of those luxuries in a bar show. And there's a lot of different facets to it. I'm going to try to go through it a little bit and talk a little bit more about it in this episode. It's one of the things when you're coming up through comedy, you're climbing the comedy ladder, you hit a point where you get offered bar shows. And really lots of things different. Sorry, I got distracted by this lady and her dog. We'll start with mentality before we get into like actual nuts and bolts. And when I talk about mentality, it's to just know deep down in your bones that when you're going into this bar to do comedy, that it is not a comedy club. In a comedy club, all of the chairs are facing the stage. All of the people that are in there bought a ticket to see somebody tell jokes. Sometimes you don't get that in a bar show. Now, Bar Comedy USA, they do a really great job with their bars, kind of teaching them how to put together a comedy show. So most of their shows are great, but every once in a while, yeah, you run into a show where they've never done a comedy show before. Maybe they've never even been to a comedy show before. So there's an education process on that end. But you have to embrace the fact that you're going into a bar where there might be people there who didn't know a comedy show was going to happen. There might be people in this place that it's just their normal, Wednesday, Thursday night is to go hang out at the bar, and watch the football game or watch the baseball game. And now all of a sudden there's a guy with a microphone trying to tell jokes. You have to be aware that that's what's going on, that it's not a normal environment, that maybe the seats won't all be facing you. Maybe there's some people in there who don't give a crap about comedy. So you're a guest at their bar. You're trying to make the best of it and entertain these people as best you can. I see a lot of comics try to come into the bar with a similar attitude that they would have in a comedy club, where you go into a comedy club and the comedian can expect to be treated with a certain amount of respect. The performer you know, kind of doesn't have to put up with stuff. You know, if somebody's talking, if there's a heckler, they can ask the comedy club to kick them out, and the comedy club probably will. You know, at a bar, it's not so simple, you know. The guy who's heckling you in the corner, he might be somebody's brother-in-law, you know, like, you just don't know what you're walking into here. So being flexible, being amiable, and knowing that whatever plan you have is probably going to not work out, and you're going to have to change up your plan. If you're walking into a situation, at least for me personally, and I know that all of the plans and all of my set list, my jokes that I have written out, I might not get to half of them, because who knows? I'm up here for an hour in a bar in somebody else's party. I'm just a guest. Who knows what's going to happen? I got to be ready and willing to, you know, go with the punches. That being said, there are some things you can do physically in the room to try to set up for a better environment for comedy, try to give yourself a little bit of advantage. And in part 3, I'll talk about some things you can do on stage to help yourself get through to a crowd that may be getting restless. So yeah, that's kind of my ideas. I'll do this in 3 parts. Number 1, the mentality of it. Number 2, some things you can do to help set up the room, to help yourself. And part 3, some tactics and techniques while you're on stage. You know, trying to deal with a rowdy crowd of bar patrons. Anyway, I just noticed there's a huge pimple on my nose, and I've done this whole segment, so that's gross, and I'm sorry, but yeah. Okay, we made it to Vincent's Copper Top. Is that the name of it? Vincent's Copper Top Restaurant and Pub. Okay, so step 2 in the process. You get here and you want to scope it out and check on the seating arrangements. And these guys here at Vincent's Copper Top, you guys are no strangers, right? You guys have done comedy shows here before, right? 3 of them. Only 3 comedy shows, and they've already figured out how to perfectly set up the seating. You go to some places and it's just a mayhem out here. They'll have football games on the TVs, but these guys seem like pros. Part of it is kind of an educational process where, you know, you're showing the venue how to set things up for a comedy show. But this is perfect. Three rows, the servers can get in and take care of orders. We're gonna be set up over here against this wall. So yeah, perfectly set up here. But if you get to the venue, don't be afraid to ask for some changes if things need to be moved around a little bit. Some people get worried about doing that. I wouldn't demand anything, but if you want to move some chairs around, ask nicely, and most of the time people just want to have a good show, so they don't really care how it happens. So yeah, more clips to come. Excited, getting set up here. Okay, so we're here at Vincent's Copper Top. Looks like they've got it set up pretty well inside. That's one of the first things you want to look for. Ask nicely if people can shut off TVs and move the chairs in the right way. You want to adjust lighting as best as you can. Of course, it's better in a darker room. I've been working on a whole list of what makes the perfect comedy room, and it's like low ceilings, alcohol being served, quiet servers, tables all facing the same way. And you can get away from a couple of these things and still have an okay show, but if you get to like 6, 7, 8 things marked off this list, you might be in trouble. So the room looks good, I think. It's clearly like a ticketed event where they've sold tickets. It's like a private banquet room, so that's good as well. Now let's move in and talk a little bit about crowd control. Probably won't have too many weird issues tonight because this isn't so much a rowdy bar as it is like a nice restaurant. It seems like It's a nice restaurant where they have a banquet room and they're doing a comedy event. So a little bit different vibe, but you still might end up with some people talking, some loud distractions. You might have some table talk. You might have some cell phone stuff going on. So the main name of the game is to roll with the punches, I believe. I believe that if you try to ignore things like that to a large degree, there crosses a line where you're trying to ignore something that's too big, and instead you should just probably talk about it in the room. Another tactic I really like is to give audience members nicknames. That helps me just as an attention grabber. If a table over here to the right is like chit-chatting and talking about the bill that just came, and oh, are we going to split this? Do you have cash? Do you want to put it all on my... They're having this conversation. I can get their attention by saying somebody's name, even if that's a name that I've made up and given them. I use sawdust a lot. I use Ironsides. I have a handful of these just made up nicknames that I'll assign to people, just as a tool to help get attention whenever you need to. But what else? If I have a heckler that's being a little too over the top, the whole goal for me is not to kick anybody out of the room. The whole goal for me is to make that person be quiet and sit down and enjoy the jokes. So my tactic a lot of times is to pretend that that person is a member of my family. It's Uncle Kevin or Aunt Janice, or my Grandpa Joe came out to support. Then if they're a family member, then you get a chance then to roast them, while also at the same time telling them that you love them and that you're glad that they came out. So I just alternate back and forth. A gentle roasting, and then I love you, Uncle Jerry, I'm glad you came out to support me. That way this person feels like they're a little bit part of the show. The audience gets a chance to laugh at them, and typically they get the hint after a while that I should be quiet and sit down and let this guy tell jokes. So yeah, just a couple thoughts. I don't know how much of that we're really going to get a chance to work through tonight, just because, like I said, it seems like a good room, a good setup for a room. So I'm excited. It should be a good show. Featuring on this one is Tommy Donovan, who I just saw last week or the week before. He was in Michigan, wasn't he? I think he was in Michigan. I know he was at the Punchline in Atlanta. But it'll be good to see Tommy Donovan. He is a fun guy, fun comic. It'll be good to see what he's got working on. I've never seen him do a full 30 minutes, I don't think. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I'm going to show some clips from this performance. Hopefully there's some stuff that I'm talking about here, maybe with some nicknames or some crowd control. Maybe you'll get a chance to see what it's like on one of these bar comedy shows. And then we'll sign off on our way home. Check these clips out. I think this is Tommy Donovan getting out of his car right now. You can sort of spot the comics, you know. Guy in a car by himself, talking to himself usually, probably talking to himself, going over jokes that he just thought of. And the verdict is Tommy Donovan. Let's go see what Tommy's up to. See, that's what I'm worried about right there. Shit like this. I'm worried that they might want it a little bit cleaner than what your boy's ready to dish it out as. I mean, look at this thing. Anytime somebody's got a statuette like that hanging around by the dumpster, that's what I would call a red flag. I don't know. I hope not. And I can certainly, I can dance any way I need to dance. But I will push those boundaries, girl. I will push those boundaries. Anyway, Tommy's here. I'm excited. This should be fun. We're gonna do this show, and then I'm gonna smoke a bunch of cigarettes and drive off across the Appalachian Mountains listening to a Dodger game. So life can get tough sometimes, but man, as far as a single evening is concerned, doing some comedy, grabbing a bite, grabbing a fistful of cash, driving over the Cumberland Gap, listening to the Dodgers, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. If you ever hear me complaining about life, tell me to shut the F up.
Shoot, guys, we can just hang out and talk. Would that be all right? Maybe play some music later.
I'm gonna do it either way.
Excited to be here, guys. I did drive like 10 hours, 11 hours from Missouri. Give it up for me, full-time traveling comedian. Yeah, man, I'm driving to all my gigs, brother. I'm driving to them because I'm not allowed at the airports anymore. Anybody else with me on this one? I'm not allowed at the airports, brother. Not with this kind of carry-on. I don't know, maybe you guys are like me. I feel like at the airport, the TSA checkout, it's a little bit sexually arousing. Am I right? I'm into it, guys. I like it. I like it a lot. They'll let you go twice, Tommy. I'm not sure if you... Yeah.
I can't wait to be a headliner.
Yeah, I get into it. The TSA. By the time I get my belt and my shoes off, it's like, well, now I probably do have over 3 ounces of fluid on me. Okay, all right, the sun hasn't gone down yet, but we are telling some racy jokes. We're family now at this point, right? After jokes like that, I feel like we're family. I feel like I know everybody's names. If I don't, I'm just going to make up some names. Why not? Give it up for Tank over here, guys. My man Tank. My man Tank made it out. Next to his lovely lady, Sarah Jessica Parallel Parker. Sure. Tank. Sarah Jessica. Sawdust made it out. Good to see you, Sawdust. Sawdust. Cherry baby. Ironsides, good to see you, brother. Hiding over there in the corner. Ironsides made it out. Good to see everybody. And the mayor showed up. Everybody give me a round of applause for the mayor of Blairsville, Georgia. 4 more years. 4 more. I didn't mean to get political by saying this guy's the mayor. Let's calm down. We had a lot of long drives, man. I do love driving. It was a beautiful drive through some Appalachian mountains today. Thank you guys so much for coming out to a comedy show. Give it a round of applause for Tommy Donovan.
All right, so there it is, and there it was, guys. My tips for a rowdy bar atmosphere. This one wasn't really, so rowdy, but hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Big shout out to Bar Comedy USA, Dog Danley for hooking us up. If you need comedy in your place of business, hit up Bar Comedy USA. They'll send a pub and grove comedy team over there, and y'all will be yucking it up in no time. Next week, what am I doing? Weird day, like week off, kinda. I have one show in Oklahoma City, and then that's it. So I got kind of a weird episode next week, but it should be one of my finest. So make sure you like and subscribe and check that out next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.